Saboyá, Boyacá, a rare hotelless Colombian town. It used to surprise me somewhat how even the most insignificant and sleepy of Colombian towns had at least one hotel to host the occasional passer-by. I'd often wonder how the owners made money from the business. For one, for many of these small-town hoteliers, from my observations, renting rooms is simply a bit on the side or a hobby for retirees. If they're lucky, a couple or so times a year, they get the chance to cash in during festivals and holiday high seasons. Whatever the case, after over 10 years of visiting such small urban settings, particularly in the Andean region, I've now come to expect every one of them to have a hotel or some sort of tourist lodgings. So, rocking up to the Boyacá town of Saboyá and discovering it is inless was quite the shock. Having walked practically every street in a vain search, I called into the police station, figuring they'd know of some accommodation options. The first thing one officer said to me was that there were plenty of hotels in nearby Chiquinquirá, 11 kilometers to the south. Excellent, but not exactly what I was looking for. My plan was to stay in the tranquil town, not to go back from whence I came. My exploring of the far bigger Chiquinquirá with its many hotels and churches, it's dubbed the religious capital of Colombia, would come 24 hours later, but I had to pass through there to get to Saboyá. Thankfully, there was a solution. The police officer told me of a house about 3 kilometers outside the town that had rooms for nightly rent. In fact, the main business of Alojamiento Rural Prados de Piedra Pintada is glamping. A couple can hire a dome for a mere 275,000 pesos per night, breakfast, and 3 hours of jacuzzi use included. It was, as much as it might surprise the regular reader, a tad outside my budget for this particular mini-escape from Bogotá. I settled for a spacious ensuite room for 35,000 pesos, about 10,000 pesos more than I'm used to paying on such trips. For one night, I felt it was worth it. It had, after all, the hallmarks of being a very quiet, peaceful night's sleep in the countryside, a chief reason I'd left Bogotá in the first instance. That was until a number of mosquitoes at various intervals came buzzing around my ear, thus ensuring broken sleep. At just over 2,600 meters above sea level, it's surely close to the limit of the range for these winged warriors. Close, but unfortunately not quite outside their combat zone. Oh well. The hotel room I had in Chiquinquirá the following night was free of such pests. It was also, unfortunately, free of any natural light brightening up its 4 walls. Trade-offs, eh? Back to Saboyá, while it might be hotel-less, it's not without its friendly folk. Incidentally and curiously enough, the names of 2 of the locals I befriended had an Arabic flavour to them, the affable yet unobtrusive tienda owner Omar and the farmer Samir. Omar, on hearing my surprise at the dearth of accommodation in the town, is now thinking about making a few rooms available at his establishment for peso-pinching peripatetics like me. So he said anyway, although not quite in those words. Thus, I'll have to return in a few months to see if he has come good on that idea. If so, I'll be in line for my cut of the profits.